Record. Okay. Hi, everyone, specifically future Helen, because this is Foresight, the podcast for my future self. Today is our first episode, which is very exciting, and we have Oakley here with us. Um, so Oakley, why don't you tell us three things about your current self that feel very currently relevant, but might be fun to look back on because they won't be true forever.
I'm currently in my
I
tiny
can hear
little.
you.
Why?
Technical difficulties. This is so fun. I feel like a real podcaster.
Hello?
Oh, it said not hearing anything, turn up my volume. Can you say something again?
Hello?
Yeah, I figured out the issue. Okay, so the three things.
Um, so I'm in my tiny London flat. Um, I'm super into Pokemon right now. Legends ZA just came out and I've been dying to play more, but I've been busy with midterms. Um,
Top three Pokemon right now.
Doshbun. Um, Snorlax I like a lot. And maybe Bulbasaur. I could think of more creative ones if I had more time, but that's what's on my mind right now. Um, I don't know what my third fact is.
Um, how about something to do with like hanging out with Will and Tara and Harper?
I went to my first NFL game a week ago. I'm a Broncos fan now.
Nice. Um, okay. Since this is the first episode, I haven't decided if I'm gonna do this every episode, but I'm also gonna do three things that are like very, very relevant to me right now. So one is that every Tuesday night, it was Tuesday yesterday, which is why I'm thinking about this, but every Tuesday night, instead of going get and getting the Hawk mac and cheese, I've been making mac and cheese in my room, with my little illegal cooking top thing that I bought from Target, which is very good because the mac and cheese I make is much better than the Hawks. Um, Another thing is I've been working out with Cooper and Martin every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. We're getting very buff. And yeah, yesterday or Monday, yeah, Monday, Cooper had a dumb project. Like always, he could not participate for various reasons, and therefore we completed the workout in 50 minutes instead of the 3 hours it takes us when he does participate. So, we really missed working out with him. And the third thing is recently I've been really into watching Mythical Kitchen last meal videos, which I have never really watched Mythical Kitchen before, but I got into because they did one for Will Tennyson, who I was obsessed with earlier this year, but I watched all of his videos except his most recent one, which I haven't watched yet. Um, so then I sort of ran out of content to watch of him and kind of lost interest. But that's very fun. I like seeing what people would want to eat before they die. I know that's kind of morbid, but like it's very fun. And I don't know. It has me thinking a lot about like food and memories and life. And, I'm trying to be a more thoughtful content consumer always. And so I think this type of content feels like more important to me than other things. Do you have any thoughts on my three?
They're interesting. I don't know anything about Will Tennyson. I'll probably Google him after this.
He's the
Uh,
fitness guy who did the like losing and gaining 10 pounds in 2 days thing. He's Canadian. And what else is important about him? I don't know. He seems really nice. He does a lot of like kind of dumb video topics, but like He's relatively sincere about them. So I don't really care that he does dumb videos. Like his most recent one is eating the world's healthiest and unhealthiest meals. Um, so, real quality content there. But also he like won a bodybuilding show. So like he's definitely like hardworking and stuff, even if he does in general just like to eat and make videos about it.
Eating is fun.
Yeah. Okay. What have been your top meals cooking for yourself so far? Like what are the highlights?
I made really good green beans last night.
Oh, I love some good
I
green.
threw them in a pot with a bunch of spices and it was really easy, but it was really good. Um, I really like the Tesco's pulled pork or whatever.
Mm, you told me about that with the gluten-free hamburger buns.
hmm It's like a flavor that's hard to capture here and it's good. And then probably this isn't something I made, but I think the point is just to talk, so I'm altering your question. Is Itsu's sushi and dumplings are really good, and it's been fun to try more sushi and that kind of stuff.
Okay, as a person who's like a few months into college, do you have any advice for like your past self that you would like want to know like as of like a few months ago, I guess?
Um, be prepared for rejection. Um, you have to put yourself out there a lot, and most of the time it's not going to turn into anything, and that doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. Um, if you're doing UK style university, bring your parents and go to IKEA or get an Uber and go to IKEA because all of the stores near your apartment building will be out of apartment things like coat hangers. So be prepared to go somewhere far away because the stores, like you can buy all the day-to-day stuff by walking 5 minutes, but you can't buy all the things you need. Um, that's all the things I can think of.
Okay. So, I think like I agree with both of your things of like it's kind of hard to like get all of the stuff. I mean, my situation was different because like the parents went with me and stuff, but like that's definitely something you have to think about. And then also like making friends is really interesting and tough at the start of college because you've kind of lost all of your community. And so like everyone just feels sort of alone. And so it's just a tough time, I think. Um, I think other things that I like didn't really know freshman year that like I feel like I wish I would have known is like I think like in college the prioritization of like your schoolwork is very different than in high school. So in some ways like just be prepared to like shift how you're thinking about school and like not necessarily spend the same amounts of times on things. Like you might spend a lot more time on homework and a lot less time in class for some classes. And for some classes, it'll be a lecture-based class with almost no homework, and you just have to pay attention and do the readings. Um, so just, being prepared to learn new styles of learning. I think also, like you said, like putting yourself out there for opportunities and like being excited by possibility because like there's so many things that you can do in college that you didn't necessarily like even necessarily know about until like when you get the opportunity to do them and stuff. And so like just trying to like live in the moment and take advantage of new experiences and stuff.
Yeah, I think for the academic changes, I was more prepared because they harp over and over and over again that like the London academic system is really weird and they make you sit through a boring meeting about how it's different and then all your teachers go over it. Um, because they know that they have a bunch of Americans moving into a whole new system. And so they make that really obvious in a way that I think would have been harder had I not been expecting that. But like I was given, every assignment for the entire semester, day one for each class in a really written out, clear way. And so that I think made it easier for me to figure out what to prioritize because they were so direct about it.
Yeah. Do you think like there's anything like unique about your current like emotional state or perspective on the world that you hope that like when you look back you'll like remember and be like, I want to continue to carry that with my life?
Um, Not really. Like most of what I feel is kind of like lonely. I think a part of something that I would is that um so much of my life has changed um, that I feel like I could kind of become anyone or do anything right now. Um, and I definitely didn't feel that way, being a senior in high school. Like, I had my friends, I had my people, and there wasn't as much flexibility. Um, and I think I liked less flexibility because I was more confident. Um, but there is something nice about having all that flexibility.
Do you think that like sense of flexibility you have right now is like more real than it was before, or do you think it's just that you feel it more strongly now?
I think some of both. Like I don't drive a car here. So, in Austin I did have access to a car, but often I was waiting on, dad to get home from work before I could take the car or something like that. So it's harder to get around in Austin. I think the bigger thing though is that high school, I was busy from 7 a.m. until 5 p.m. ish every day. Um, versus here, like I have one day a week where I don't have class, and then 3 days a week where I basically have a half day, and then one like full day of schooling. Um, so I just have a lot more time on my hands. Um, because I can always decide, I'd rather do homework later, and go to an event when the event is happening, versus in high school, you're really limited in the hours that you have in the day. Um, you know, so in college, if I have lunchtime, I can do whatever I want in lunch. I'm not going to sit with the same people in the same place all the time. I can hop on a bus and go to a restaurant I've never been to before or something like that. So it definitely is more freedom. Um, but I think a lot of it is that I'm more motivated to explore because I don't have all these comfort things. So if, you don't know what restaurants you like, then you're forced to try new restaurants. And if you don't know, which friend is the best to go to about what kind of problem, then you end up reaching out to more people. Um, so it's a mix of both.
I think I definitely felt a lot more freedom when I went to college as well, but I do also think that like college is just a time when you're very aware of your freedom, and I think like one thing that I'm trying to really like learn and instill in myself is that I can do whatever I want whenever I want, and like just because I graduate college doesn't mean I can't keep taking classes. Just because I'm not like, you know, in a new environment where I don't know anyone doesn't mean I can't make new friends. Like there's always opportunities for growth and, you know, new joy in your life, and I think that's like hard to remember when you're surrounded by things that feel comfortable and familiar, but is, you know, a potential opportunity for more happiness.
For sure.
Okay, another fun topic we can discuss is you're getting your new tattoos very soon.
I am
So
2 days, 11 a.m.
do you want to
Friday.
do you want to tell us about like the process or any like particular details that you feel like you'll want to look back on?
So like the full story of it is I've wanted tattoos since at least sixth grade-ish. So that's at least 6 years. And everything that I would have put on my body permanently at 12, I would still be happy with. And I think there's very few people in the world who can say that. Um, so that's part of my confidence to get tattoos young is if what I liked at 12, I would still be happy with at 18. I'm pretty sure what I am happy with at 18, which is more reasonable than what I was happy with at 12, will be fine with me when I'm older. Um, and it started with research. I messaged a couple local Austin tattoo artists on Instagram, not really necessarily because I was planning to book with them, but I just was curious about the process and um, what you kind of need to know before you actually reach out to someone to book. And then I started paying a lot of attention to tattoos and talking to people. So I talked to Simi about her experience getting a tattoo. And they have a really like thick line weight simple symbol of like a heart and a treble clef combined. Um, but it's really simple and something that's really meaningful. And then I talked to little Michael, who's not little at all. Um, but that's how I'll forever think of him. About his tattoos, and he was saying that he has a really cool plane tattoo. I don't know what kind of plane, but it's some plane that has meaning to him because he does drone military stuff. Um, but he was saying that the tattoo that he paid the most money for is the one that everyone always compliments. But that his tattoos that are not viewed as beautiful to other people, I think still matter a lot to him. That he has a lot of text-based tattoos, which aren't my thing at all. But even though some of the text is blurred and like hard to read from far away, it still holds a lot of meaning to him. And so he doesn't look at it with disgust at all, even though other people don't go, "Oh my goodness, that's so beautiful, where did you get that done?" Which is like, I think the dream for tattoos that they look pretty forever. But um it was kind of comforting to know that like just because something isn't visually beautiful doesn't mean that it can't still hold meaning and be a positive thing in your life. Um and then I kind of got busy with college apps and being a senior um and it kind of fell out of my mind for a while. And then I was looking at Instagram as one does, and one of the uh London scholars who lives in my building posted a picture of a really cute tattoo he got. Um and I liked the style of it. And so I messaged him asking about it, and he said he had a really good experience. So then I started reaching out to the artist, and I made like a tattoo map based on a lot of the ideas I have, and I started doing more research on the specific designs. Um, and then here we are, and I have an appointment and a deposit paid.
Yeah. So you want to share what tattoos you're getting and like where you're getting them?
Yeah, so I need to fully decide on which side of my body each thing is going on, so I may swap left and right wise, but other than that, it's gonna stay the same. So on one of my shoulder deltoid areas, um, deltoid is the muscle, and like it doesn't go on the muscle, but like the part that is over that muscle.
Mhm.
Uh, because like shoulder can also be like this, and I don't mean this, I mean this, and this is your deltoid. But um there, I'm gonna get a little live oak branch because we've had live oaks in our front yard forever, and they're really old, and I have so many memories of them. Like I was looking through pictures of them, and I found pictures of you in your graduation gown on the tire swing, and there's pictures of us being, a cute little 3 and 5-year-old on that same tire swing, um, under different trees actually, but the same kind of tree in our front yard. Um, so they feel like home, and there's so much I don't appreciate about Texas, um, that it's kind of a reminder that even in a place that I hate so much, there's still a lot of good memories and good things about it.
Yeah.
Um, and I also like plants. I named myself after oak trees. Um,
And you're
so
alive, so you're a live oak.
exactly.
I'm so funny.
Um, I also think live oaks are cool because almost all oak trees have like the inny outy leaves. I don't remember what those are called. I learned this when I studied Plurth. Inny outy leaves have a special name. Um, but like for most people, when they think of an oak tree, that's what they think of. And it was kind of mind blowing for me in Plurth because I thought a whole bunch of different kinds of trees were oak trees, like cedar elms. And most people would be like, no, those leaves look nothing like oak leaves. But to me, oak leaves look like live oak leaves, and actual oak leaves don't look like anything. They look like made up leaves. Um,
Yeah,
and it's such a subtle thing, but Texas has shaped me in a lot of ways for good and for bad. And um,
you'll always be a Texan.
I mean, I will always be, you know, born and raised a Texan. Um, I will always have spent, 18 years in Texas, and that's a lot of my life, and it will take a long time for me to get anywhere close to that number of years anywhere else. Um,
Specifically 18 years.
yeah. Um, I'm also gonna get a plum bob and a Junimo.
Do you want
Uh,
to share what those are in case some people watching don't know?
yeah, so in The Sims, they have little 3D diamonds above their head. And the 3D diamonds change color based on how well your Sims are doing. So if all their needs are green, it's green. If some of their needs are yellow, it turns yellow. If some of the needs are orange, it turns orange and then to red. So it's a really easy visual indicator if you're looking at one Sim and you're talking to another one of your Sims that you can tell like someone's in distress. But it's also the logo for the franchise. Um, so it's a really well recognized symbol. And I have loved The Sims forever. And although I do not love EA, although EA is selling out anyway too, so who knows if EA is gonna run The Sims in a decade. I don't think you know that, but EA is being bought by like one of Elon Musk's children and the Saudi Arabian government or something like that. Um, but I think they're buying it because of the sports games, because Saudi Arabia is trying to create sports tourism and stuff to help diversify their economy. So I don't know
What's
if they're
happening
going to keep
with
The
this?
Sims. They're not buying EA for The Sims. I know that. So they might keep it. They might stop putting money into it. We don't know. Um, but I have always loved telling stories, and for a long time, The Sims has been a way that I do that. And it's also a large way I've found community. Um, and I've spent probably at least 1,000 hours playing that game. Um,
I
so
remember when we only had it on Xbox and dad would like yell at you for playing for more than like 4 hours on a weekend.
I would wake up at like 7 a.m. on a Saturday and play because I knew that until anyone else would bother to get out of bed, I could play in peace. And then dad would get up and he would be like, get off the Xbox. And I'm like, you don't even know how long I've been playing. It was lame. He's a fun hater. Not actually, but you know,
He
he's
only
a
likes
screen
our
hater.
types of fun. He likes fun, like wake surfing and swimming and what
See,
else?
but I think those things are fun. They're just not as
Football.
fun as The Sims.
Yeah, I'm joking. I also think they're fun.
Um, and then a Junimo is a little forest spirit guy. He looks kind of like if an apple had arms and legs. Um,
I
but
would
they're
agree
like
with that.
forest spirits. Um, and they're cute.
Are you a
And
forest spirit?
maybe. Um,
If I were a spirit, I would have to be like a water spirit, perhaps. I don't think there's light spirits, but I could be a light spirit.
there can be whatever kind of spirits you want
Sure.
because they're not real. So
What? Oakley. Oakley, you can't say these types of things.
I
Spirit,
can say whatever I want.
we believe in spirits on this channel.
I believe in free speech.
Oh, do you? That's a strange belief, you know. I don't know if I can support that. Have you heard of some of the things people say with free speech?
I have, and I think some of them are really concerning,
Me too.
but I still believe in free speech. I hate my lights.
And then you're gonna co get colored tattoos, right?
No, I'm getting black and white tattoos, but I may buy some Crayola markers to color them
No,
to
I'm gonna
satisfy
buy
that
them and
need.
then color them for you.
I don't even know if Crayola exists in this country.
That's okay. I'll buy them in the United States and then color
Are
them.
you gonna ship them to me? Are you
No,
gonna
I'll
pay
bring them
customs fees?
when I visit you
Thanksgiving?
for spring break.
No. I could just buy them at Thanksgiving and fly them.
No, but it has to be 6 months.
Oh, I could keep them for 6 months. It's fine.
I'll bring them in March. Um,
Sounds good.
yeah. And then what would you say, like, you're most excited for about having a tattoo? And is there anything that you're not excited for?
I mean, I'm obviously not excited for the pain. Um, I don't think anyone's ever excited for pain unless you're like some sort of socio psycho creepo.
What about masochists?
Yeah, exactly.
They're
Um,
they're not sociopaths or psychopaths.
I beg to differ, but um,
One of those means you don't feel emotions, and one of those means that you enjoy pain in a sexual context. I don't think it's fair to equate them. Like don't kink shame people.
I'm kink shaming. Um,
Not on my channel, you're not.
okay, well, I'm shaming a little bit, but like it's not someone's fault if they're a psychopath and they only experience limited human emotions.
But
Like,
that's different than being a masochist. That's what I'm arguing.
I'm not saying it's not different.
Okay, great. Move on.
Okay. I just
What, so you're not excited for the pain, but what are you excited for? That was the question. What are you most excited for?
um I'm excited for the parents' reaction because I'm not telling them beforehand, and I'm praying that Will not ruin my fun. Um, I don't think he will, but we'll find out. Um, I'm, but honestly, I'm just excited to like have something to look at every day that I like and that I'm proud of. And that reminds me of who I am and the parts of myself that I love and
How do you think Yemia's gonna react?
the way she does in her Yemya way. Yemya doesn't like change. She doesn't like it when I do anything to my body.
Really? I think she's gonna like your oak leaves. I'm pro Yemia's gonna be surprisingly positive about it, and then Dad's gonna be surprisingly negative.
Honestly, I think mom will be more negative. Um,
Okay, we'll
I
see.
don't think dad really cares. I think dad might care about the money I'm spending on it, but we're not
Yeah,
talking about that.
that's what I mean. Dad's gonna make a comment about the money. Okay, mom will care the most. Dad will make a comment about the money. Mom will be sad that she didn't hear about it before it happened. Dad will care about the money, and Yemya will be like, "Wow, they're so pretty."
But I I also think Yemya will have a little bit. I think Yemya will be shocked and it will take her a moment to process like you did something painful and permanent and scary to your body. And then once I'm like, bro, I've had these for a month. They're not coming off. You need to, yes, I did it. It's over. Let's move on. Then she will be happy. At least I hope. Maybe they'll be really ugly and I'll hate it and regret it. And then I won't show anyone.
What? You have to show me.
Yeah, I'll show you. But I guess I'll have to show people in Texas because I can't get away with wearing pants in Texas.
What pants? Are they gonna be on your legs?
Yeah.
Wait, I thought the Junimo was on your back.
No, I changed it because I want to be able to see it.
Oh, where on your leg?
Like the outside of my calf, I think. But like any job interview that I'm worried about, I can just wear pants to.
Oh, I'm not like concerned that you're getting it on your leg. I'm just confused.
Yeah, well, I was like in London, everywhere I wear pants. So like if I want to hide them, it doesn't matter. And the same thing's gonna be true in Boston.
I don't know.
So
I kind of think like below the knee or like on the outside.
not on my shin though, on the outside. The shin is a really painful place to get
Yeah,
tattooed.
yeah,
Don't get
yeah.
shin tattoos.
I guess it makes sense that you want to see them, but I don't know. I feel like a leg is a weird spot to me in my head. Not like in a critical way. Just I need to process it. I'm being like, don't die.
I
That would make
won't.
a really
Just
sad
maybe have
podcast.
science fiction. That would. That would.
Okay, we have 7 minutes left. Anything you particularly want to discuss? What are your thoughts about me starting a podcast for myself?
I'm excited to listen to the other episodes. I'm never gonna listen to this one.
You hate yourself.
No, I don't hate myself, but I already know everything that was said in this podcast. Um, so I don't really see a reason to listen to it.
That's fair.
Um,
But what
and
about
I
in
also,
10 years? Because that's what it's really meant for when I'm 30. You,
I
oh
mean,
my
sure,
God.
maybe then I'll listen to it, but not anytime soon. I'm not excited for listening to this podcast when I'm 30. I'm excited for being a mother when I'm 30, and having a
Oh my God,
home.
you can show your kids this podcast.
Maybe when they're big.
What? You don't want them to see young college Oakley? Your children are gonna love talking to me because I'll just tell them all the dirty secrets.
No,
I'm joking. I'm
I get to say whether you see my children or not until they're 18, so you better not.
By dirty secrets, I mean I'll be like, did you know that Oakley used to play with American Girl dolls a lot?
Yeah, those kinds of secrets are fine. Well, also maybe not, because I don't want my children to have American Girl doll standards. They're gonna be OGX children.
They're gonna
Just the
play with
Target brand.
dolls. I know what it is.
Well, I don't know if ever. Do you think Cooper knows what OGX is?
True, true. Okay. I guess my point was more that uh saying that like I don't know. I don't know if 18-inch dolls will be as much of a thing then because they were really big in our childhood and I don't know that they're quite as much of a thing anymore.
Target keeps putting out new products, so I would guess they are.
No, yeah, I guess I think though that like they're not as like advertised and stuff anymore. Like it's more the surprise dolls that are really in more recently.
Yeah, but
Not to say that they're not still making money. Like, I'm sure they
Yeah,
make.
I think though, we played with plenty of toys that were not what was trendy.
That's
So
true.
I
I
think
think
surprise
also,
dolls are what are trendy, but like Shopkins were trendy, and we both had some Shopkins. But like that wasn't, I didn't own hundreds of Shopkins. That wasn't my thing.
yeah, that's
And
fine. I think also Barbie is more in again compared to bigger dolls.
that is true.
You see the
Barbie,
buff Barbies? They're so cool. I'm glad they're finally.
diabetic Barbie.
Is that new?
Hmm.
I haven't seen it. But did you see
They
they
made a,
finally made woman Barbies that actually have muscles?
I did not, but I have seen a lot of videos of um diabetic adults buying or receiving diabetic Barbies and being really happy and wishing that they could have had that kind of representation as a
Yeah.
kid. That's what I get for dating a diabetic for a year and a half is the
Hmm.
algorithm feeds me diabetic Barbie videos.
There was something I was gonna say that was like very interesting, and I forgot it. Oh, it was something about our conversation when we were talking about being 30 and stuff.
Children,
I don't
you're
remember.
excited for being 30, having a house.
I'm not excited for being 30. I don't like getting older. It's scary.
I want to be 30.
I know. You've
I
always
don't like
wanted to be
college.
30 for as long as I remember you wanting to not be your own age. You wanted to be like 30 years old with children. I think you should just have kids young.
I want to, but I don't want to have kids alone.
I'm around.
You don't live with me,
Well,
and you can't impregnate me.
don't want to do that one. Um,
If you move to Boston, maybe I'll get pregnant.
yeah. I don't know. We still have to figure out the Boston versus Texas versus New York versus California issue. I don't think anyone wants California. I'm just listing it because that's where I currently live.
My vote is Colorado or Boston. I'd live in New York State, but I'm not living in New York City.
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants to live in New York City. The thing is, if Cooper works at a place that's in New York, or any of us, because like theoretically we can get quant jobs because we're smart CS people and they pay a lot. If any of us get these sort of jobs, then we'll end up in New York. And then,
I wouldn't mind living in New York though if we don't live in the city. Like,
yeah, I think if I were to live in New York, I would want to live like probably in the city, like while I'm young, and then probably move out of the city.
I'm a suburbs girly.
Yeah, Sophia is too. But I think like I would be fine like living in an apartment in the city for a bit and then like,
Does Sophia want kids?
yeah, everyone wants kids except me. I'm a maybe.
Would Sophia raise kids with me?
Definitely. I think everyone's planning to co-raise kids except Cooper. Cooper's the one who's like, "Why are you guys sure about this?" That's how he sounds.
I'd raise kids with Martin and Sophia, and you and Cooper being the breadwinners.
I mean,
You and Cooper can have an apartment in the city, and Sophia Martin and I can live in the suburbs.
I might have kids. I haven't decided. I guess my
Well, like,
maybe
like,
with
like
with
when I
having
graduate, I can buy a house in the suburbs, and
I don't know
Sophia
that Sophia
Martin
wants
can.
kids that quickly though. We'll see.
Oh, she's older than me.
That is true, but you want kids young. And she probably wants to have a career. I don't know. Okay, we have less
Ask
than a
her
minute
in
left
your
in our
podcast.
podcast. So time to wrap up. Thanks for listening, guys. This was Foresight, the podcast for Helen's future self, and also maybe her friends if she even has those. Bye.